Right. Good morning. First things first, everybody who has just one name or the name of their phone on the computer screen, please change it to your first and last name on the computer screen so we will know who you are and how to help you. All right. This is the arraignment calendar for May 1st of 2025. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is the State Court of Clayton County, courtroom 304. The arraignment calendar is the first time that your case may have been before the trial judge here in state court. And the arraignment calendar gives you the opportunity to enter one of three pleas, a not guilty plea, a guilty plea, or a nolo contendere plea. Everyone's entitled to have an attorney represent them. If you cannot afford an attorney or you don't have one available to you today, then we can talk about an appointment of an attorney. Otherwise, your attorney can speak on your behalf. If you decide to represent yourself, understand that there are some difficulties that come with that, particularly if you decide to represent yourself at trial. The court cannot treat you any differently than it would treat an attorney who's trained in the rules of evidence and procedure. And so you might have difficulty getting your arguments heard before the court. You may have difficulty getting evidence into the record of the court. And you may not understand all of the court's rulings or the law that underpins the decisions made by the court. And so please be mindful of that if you decide to particularly represent yourself at trial. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you enter a not guilty plea, a trial will take place at a later date, and you have the opportunity to have a trial by jury or a trial by judge, where the judge makes both the decision of whether you're guilty or innocent and also sentences. So that will take place at a later time. You'll have plenty of time to prepare for that. At trial, the state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to present any evidence or testimony. You cannot be made or forced to testify or present any evidence or testimony. You have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. And so if you do want to enter the evidence and testimony, you may do so. If you want to challenge any arguments made by the state, you may do that, but nobody can force you to do it. And the court has to make the decision based on the evidence presented by the state if they're the only ones to present evidence. As I said, they have the burden of proof. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at trial and you're convicted of the offenses, the maximum penalty could be up to 12 months in jail, a $5,000 fine, or both per offense. If you believe the conviction was a mistake, then you would have the right within 30 days to appeal that conviction to the appellate court, and they might make a different decision. So those are the rights that come with going to trial. If you enter a plea of guilty, it is because you believe you're guilty of the underlying offense, even if you don't agree with all of the factual statements made by the state. You do believe that you did commit the offense, and the court will allow you and your attorney, or you and you representing yourself, to speak with the state to see if you can come up with an agreed upon sentence. And we would adjudicate your case today. If you're entering a plea of nolo, it means that you have not used a nolo plea within the last 5 years for the same or similar offense, and that the nolo plea, which means no contest, it means that you understand that the state has evidence that they could use against you in a trial. That trial might result in a conviction. You do not wish to contest the evidence that the state has, but you also do not wish to enter a plea of guilty. So a nolo plea is helpful in a lot of ways. It's helpful with traffic offenses because it could help you avoid points on your license or the penalty of suspension of your license. But you have to be nolo eligible, meaning you have not used that plea for the same or similar offense within the last 5 years. Also, for those of you who have commercial driver's licenses, please listen carefully, because I got a letter yesterday about someone wanting to change their plea because their plea was affecting their ability to earn a living with their commercial driver's license. We don't know what will happen to your commercial driver's license if you can get convicted or if you enter a plea. We don't have the ability to do that research because that's not what we do. But If you wish to find out what might happen, you can go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty. Give yourself time to prepare for trial. While you're preparing for trial, you can also do the research. And if you come back to court and you wish to take a plea at that time instead of going to trial, that's fine with me. But at least you will know what will happen with your commercial driver's license. Because if that's the way that you make a living, it is harder to undo what we do than it is to do it right the first time. So please be mindful of that because, like I said, I just got a letter from someone yesterday talking about the effect that his plea was having on his commercial driver's license. Well, there's nothing I can do to fix it now because it's gone so long, it's outside my jurisdiction. So please make sure you make the right decision on the front end. All right. And last but not least, if you are under 21 years of age driver, please understand that it only takes 4 points to suspend your license. And that will be a hard 6 month suspension with no permit for school or work. So please be mindful that we were trying to get you to be a more careful driver while you're under 21, but also understand that the penalties are much more severe. So when you come up, please be mindful of that. If you have a NOLO eligible to you, that might help you. But other than that, if you've already used it, there are going to be some steep penalties. So just want you to be aware of that. All right, at this time, I'm going to call the calendar. Is there any enough? I'll call the calendar. All right, so the first case on the calendar for the 10 a.m. arraignment is Jamilith Aranda. And Jamilith Aranda says one of the notices was returned and 3 notices were sent. Jamilith Aranda.
Your Honor,
Requesting bench warrant bond forfeiture.
she's on the calendar, Judge. She's on Zoom. Attorney Kessler is running a few minutes late logging on, and I've already requested the court reporter. The interpreter.
Oh, I see her. Why is she not? Can you hear me, ma'am?
Your Honor, I believe she needs an interpreter.
Escúchame.
Yeah, I'm here and I'm listening.
All right.
I
Yeah.
do.
If you
I have a lawyer and he says that I have up to I'm waiting for him.
Okay.
So
Thank you. Bruce Kirby Bates. Bruce.
Your Honor, Mr. Bates is currently in pretrial diversion. He is active and has paid. He has orientation. It looks like he had orientation earlier this month, but has not yet completed it.
All right, so Mr. Bates is excused from the calendar. Good to go at this time. Thank you. Jarrell O'Neill Brown.
Present in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right. What's the announcement for Mr. Brown? Oh, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is distracted driving. Mr. Brown, come on up. Good morning. Mr. Brown, do you have a car that's Bluetooth enabled that will pick up your phone, like when you get in the car and start talking, or do you have like something that holds your phone so you don't have to drive with it supported by any part of your body?
I got the piece right here.
Okay, y'all see that? Did you show it to Mr.?
Your Honor, state moves to null pros.
All right. So, Mr. Brown, just make sure that you aren't, holding your phone with any part of your body and driving safely. Okay, sir, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Latoya Denise Buckley.
Here.
Judge, I'll request a breakout room with Miss Buckley and a conference with the state.
Hold on a second. Ms. Buckley, have you tried to rename yourself?
I tried. For whatever reason, it's not working.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. All right, and you need a breakout room with Ms. Buckley? Is that what you said, Mr. Lynch?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Willie David Cable. Willie David Cable. Last call for Willie David. Is it Cable or Cabble? It's Cabble.
Your Honor, state's going to request a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
All right, bench warrant bond forfeiture will be granted. Alexis Jasmine Chalman. Alexis Jasmine Chalman.
Judge, I did expect her to be here today. I don't know if she's having an issue logging on. We did speak and I notified her of this court date. Not sure.
All right,
Now,
bench warrant bond forfeiture. If she appears, then I'll remove it. Tiffany Monique Chambers.
Tiffany Monique Chambers.
State's going to request a bench warrant bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
I also spoke to her and expected her to be here.
Tiffany Monique Chambers, last call. All right, bench warrant bond forfeiture. All right, Jermaine Bernard Foster.
Judge, I filed a waiver. He also had already previously pled not guilty.
Okay, same case.
Same case.
All right. Stefan Brandon Enriquez.
I'm here.
All right.
And Your Honor, we just need to speak with him. Our office placed him on the calendar. He was originally in pretrial diversion. We were requesting some hours from him so that we could resolve his case. So we could just speak with him at the end of the calendar.
All right, Mr. Enriquez, get any paperwork that shows the hours or any documentation. So when you have a conversation with Ms. Ponder, you can present anything that indicates you've completed what you were asked to do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, did you need the opportunity to go get that stuff?
I had to show her. What was I supposed to show her?
Okay. She says that you're missing some hours from your pretrial diversion program.
It was community service.
I don't know. I didn't do the program.
Yeah, I can speak to her.
Okay, Mr. Enriquez, but you understand that if you haven't fully completed the program, that means two things. One, you wasted your money, and two, you're gonna go back on the regular calendar and we're gonna adjudicate your case.
I think I completed all my hours and everything.
All right, make sure you can prove it.
All right.
Okay, in a minute, I'll put you in a breakout room.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Jessica Lynn Hill.
Hi, I'm here.
All right, I see Ms. Hill. Ms. Hill, you're before the court for no insurance. Are you representing yourself or do you have an attorney to represent you?
No, I'm representing myself.
All right. Do you have documents that show that you're insured at present?
Yes, I am insured as present, and I was in the hospital when I was supposed to come in for court, and I got arrested. And I tried to let the police officer know, and he still arrested me. And when you guys send me out a ticket or a notice saying I had to be at court for you, I had moved out that address. I'd never received the notice. And
Okay, but
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but it's everybody's responsibility to update the court. We don't have the ability to follow everybody once they move if they don't update us.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that I had this issue going on because I canceled my insurance because I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't buy another car until the end of that month. So that whole time I didn't have a car. So I didn't even know I even had a ticket or anything.
Okay. All right. Ms. Ponder or Mr. Tipton, what do y'all need from Ms. Hill?
If I can just have a brief breakout room, Your Honor, I'll be able to gather the information regarding her new insurance. I'm sure that will resolve her case.
All right. So Ms. Hill, so just for everybody, if you have ever received a citation or you got a ticket or you have a case pending, if you move at any point before that case is resolved, you need to make sure that the court always knows how to reach you, and that's always going to be the clerk's office. So whatever clerk's office that is, if you're in Superior Court clerk, if you're in state court clerk, but always make sure the clerk's office knows your current address. If you move, that should be one of the first things you do, because the notices are going to go out to the last known mailing address that we have. And as long as we send them out like we're supposed to, then if you don't get it, a bench warrant is going to issue. That's just it. We don't, and while I have compassion for a lot of folk who have, you may be in the hospital, you may have this, you may have that. I can't individually track everybody down who moves. And so I understand some of these cases are old, but what I'm trying to emphasize is it's y'all's responsibility to update the court. And if you do that, we will keep up with you. But, when we don't get an update, you will get a bench warrant. And I know that will cause a lot of harsh times for some people, but that's what will happen. All right, so Ms. Hill, at the appropriate time, I'm going to put you in a breakout room so that you can show that information to Ms. Ponder, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cameron Wiley, Infantry.
Your Honor, Mr. Infantry is in pretrial diversion. I have that he has attended his orientation and has until July to complete everything. State would be fine with the reset.
Okay, great. So Bates and Infantry are both active pretrial diversion and will be reset. Thank you. Next is Renz Dion Johnson.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson's mother has come in today and informed us that he is presently in the Douglas County Jail. The state would move. The defendant's mother does wish to address the court, but the state does move for a bench warrant, but no bond forfeiture.
All right, come on up, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I would ask for a reset versus a bench warrant. I'm here to prevent my son from getting a failure to appear. He will be here otherwise. So I would just simply ask for a reset of his case. I have documentation where his license were valid that he'll be able to present, or I can present today. But please, instead of a bench warrant, allow us to work through the case with the reset or whatever.
Okay, so here's the issue though. If he's in custody for another jurisdiction, the bench warrant is to allow them to transport him directly here so that he can deal with these cases. If he gets out there, then we got to renotice him.
You mean notice him of a court date?
Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't be a bond forfeiture, meaning you wouldn't lose your bond, but it would be notice to the other jurisdiction that we have a case pending with him and that he needs to be brought over here as soon as Douglas County releases their case.
And so if you were to reset the case, then he would just show up for the next date as today's court calendar.
Yeah, but he didn't show up today.
I understand, Your Honor, but he can't because of circumstances, and I would just simply ask for you to reset.
Okay, let me ask you this, ma'am. How old is your son?
He's 24.
Okay, so he's got cases pending in 2 different counties. And I know it may seem like it's not a big deal case. I'm looking at it. But he's got cases pending in 2 different counties. I think the focus shouldn't be so much on whether I issue a bench warrant or whether I reset the case. It should be more about why your son at 24 is dealing with cases in 2 different counties. What's going on in his life?
I understand, Your Honor.
And I'm not fussing. I'm just saying this is a minor thing. He'll just get transferred from Douglas County to here and deal with this case and be done. But because this case is not, unless he wants to go to trial on no license and obstruction, this case is one that'll probably end up with a very favorable plea, seeing as how he's already serving some days that a lot of times credit for time served gets granted. But what I'm telling you is at 24, I'm a mama, I have sons. At 24, he's got to grow up and he's got to manage his life such that he's not in 2 different counties, in jail, in court, having you run from county to county to try and take care of him. He's 24. And I spent in this job, I've been on this bench 9 years now. Before that, it was magistrate court. But what I am finding is we are failing our children because we're doing so much for them that they don't know how to do things for themselves. So I'm not asking you for a response. I'm just asking you to think about why at 24, this young man, instead of being in school or the military or working somebody's job, is in jail and has the potential to be in jail in 2 different counties. You feel me?
I understand, Your Honor, and he just finished college, so I understand, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'm just simply asking for a
I
recess.
got you. But at this point, I'm gonna follow the protocol I always follow, which is to issue the bench warrant and he'll be brought over directly. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. All right, Tristan Jameer Johnson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
Susan
morning,
Miller.
Miller.
That's my case. We've worked out a plea in absentia in this. I just need to get the plea in absentia to him, Your Honor. I think
where is he? Because I thought we had this.
I'm here, Your Honor.
he's here.
Oh, okay. So we gonna get it done today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I'd sent it to the wrong address, so it's not his fault. It's mine.
Okay, yeah, because I thought we had talked about this before, but that's all right. I get it. All right, so we'll get that sent back in as soon as possible. Anything from the state?
No, Your Honor. My only request would be, since both parties on the Zoom call, if we can just do the plea so that we don't have any issues that not receiving it or something happening in the mail or anything of that nature. So I wasn't sure if there was any payment attached to it or anything of that nature. We could do it today.
Ms. Miller?
I have no problem doing the plea today, but we do need to send in the payment.
Okay.
However you would like to handle it. I think last time we said that we were going to do a plea in absentia, and then we were going to send it in. I sent it to the wrong email address is what happened. So however the court would like to handle it.
I mean, since he's here, we can go ahead and do it today, and then he can come in and pay. He can mail it in. He can pay online or by phone if we do it that way.
Okay, that's fine, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Tristan Johnson.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Johnson, why are you in the dark?
And
you backlit.
He has that foul.
I think you're backlit so that the light has got you in shadow. If you turned around, there you go. Thank you, sir. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. So, Mr. Tristan Jameer Johnson on case 2021-CR-04734. You're represented by Attorney Susan Miller, who's with you on this call. You're charged with driving on a suspended or revoked license and no license. Ms. Miller, what is your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Your Honor, this had been reduced to driving without, we were just going to plead to the driving without a license on person.
Oh, okay. So is that a 3? Are we putting in, has it been amended to 1, 2, 3, and counts 1 and 2 will be no pros? Ms. Ponder?
Mr. Tipton has that file in the court.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr.
So
Tipton.
he'll be able to give more information to the court that's on the file.
Mr. Tipton?
Yes, Your Honor, I don't have any information regarding regarding a reduction that was agreed to. Was that Ms. Miller? Did you speak to Ms. Hagler about this?
I did.
Okay, Your Honor, if I may have a moment, I'll review this. It'll just take me just a brief moment.
All right, Ms. Miller, do you have like an email or something from Ms. Hagler?
I do.
Okay, you want to, Mr. Tipton, you want her to send that back to you?
Please and thank you. I'll amend it, and then I will amend it as soon as the calendar is finished being called.
Okay, so let's hold on this until the calendar, till that amendment is made. So you're pleading to the correct thing, Mr. Johnson. Just hold on for me, okay? I thought that it had already been amended. All right, Kenya Nicole Pitts. Kenya?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Pitts, you're here before the court for no license. Ms. Pitts, are you representing yourself or did you have an attorney representing?
No, just myself.
Okay, how old are you, ma'am?
I'm 32.
Okay, so waiving counsel and representing yourself. All right, what is the state saying on no license for Ms. Pitts? Hold on a second, Ms. Pitts.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, if I could just speak to Ms. Pitts in the breakout room so I can get some information. If in fact her license are valid, then the state will be willing to null pros.
All right, so Ms. Pitts, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with the state, and then you can show them proof or give them the information they need to verify your current license, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Just give me a minute to get through the calendar and I'll do the breakout rooms at that time.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Kyle Kenyon Prescott.
Judge, I just got off the phone with Mr. Prescott. He was having trouble logging into Zoom. I told him, listen, I'm not tech support, so you need to drive here. So he should be on his way here, coming from Griffin. If he may, I assume he'll get here before we're done with the 11 o'clock calendar.
Mr. Lynch, you got tired of folks calling folk and they don't show up, I guess.
I mean, I try to tell people only use Zoom if you're familiar and you can do it, but
I mean, people can do a practice because you can literally go on Zoom and kind of run through the things before you get here. But, because Mr. Prescott has 2 cases. So, all right, we're going to hold for his report. But it'll be a bench warrant if he doesn't show up. Emmanuel Williams. Emmanuel C. Williams. Last call. Last call for Emmanuel C. Williams. Bench warrant bond forfeiture. I got you. All right. All right. So let's go back. Rhonda, we're waiting for Mr. Kessler. And the interpreter who should be here soon. Then Bates is a pretrial diversion. Brown is a no pros. Buckley, we need a breakout room with Mr. Lynch.
yes, Judge.
Cobble, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Chalman, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Chambers, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Foster is a waiver. Garriquez is also going to be a breakout room with Ms. Ponder so that he can present his pretrial diversion information. Hill is going to be a breakout room and with the state, I believe.
That is correct, Your Honor.
To show her information. Infantry is a pretrial diversion, is doing well, so reset. Tremens Johnson is a bench warrant, but not a bond forfeiture. Treston Johnson is going to be a plea as soon as that is amended. Pitts is going to speak with the state. And Prescott, and we are waiting for Prescott's arrival. And Williams is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. All right, so Mr. Lynch, let me put you in a breakout room with Buckley. Ms. Ponder, let me put you in a breakout room with some of the other folks so we can get that information.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I did send a direct message to Ms. Pitts just requesting that information just so we can expedite it if possible. But I'm ready when the court is ready.
I'm going to put the courtroom in with Buckley. I'm going to put Ms. Ponder in with Mr. Garriquez first.
Okay.
And then we'll move from there.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, after I give Mr. Lynch all the stuff for Buckley, I'm gonna head to my office and amend that accusation. I'll be ready on the case with Ms. Miller as soon as possible.
All right, thank you. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10 a.m. calendar. We're moving pretty swiftly on that. If you have just iPhone on the screen, please put your first and last name on the screen so we'll know how to help you. Because if I call your name and you're unable to answer me, at least I will know you're here and you will not get a bench warrant. But if you can't answer me and all I see is iPhone, I won't know you're here. So please update that to make sure that your first and last name are on the calendar. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, this is Alexis Solomon.
Your Honor, may I have a breakout room with Ms. Hill, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Solomon. This is
Yes.
Attorney Taylor, and we'll speak with you in a moment. We'll let the court know that you've arrived. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. I have kids. I had a whole family emergency.
Okay. You can turn off your microphone as well, or
Thank
mute your
you.
microphone. Thanks.
We're clear. She's arrived.
Your Honor, will that be breakout room 2?
Yeah, I'll put her in
Okay.
breakout room 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Ms. Hill, breakout room. She's in there.
Your Honor, may I have a breakout room with Ms. Pitts, please?
Okay, I'll put her in breakout room number 3.
Thank
and
you,
then
Your
I'll move
Honor.
you, where's Ms. Pitts? All right. Hi, Ms. Bermudez. So the lady who needs help is on video, Miss Jamilith Aranda. But I don't see Mr. Kessler here yet. And I thought he was on his way. So if you could explain to her that once Mr. Kessler gets here, then we'll be able to get started, or he'll be able to speak with her before we get started. I think the courtroom is muted.
Señorita Aranda. Sí, muy buenos días. Mi nombre es Deyanira Bermúdez. Yo soy una de las intérpretes. Su abogado, el señor Kessler, no ha llegado todavía, pero tan pronto él llegue, entonces vamos a poder proceder con su caso, o él va a poder hablar con usted.
And Your Honors, so the court is aware there's also another young lady in the courtroom who needs an interpreter. I believe her last name is Ruiz.
Okay, is she on the 11 o'clock?
She is, Your Honor, but just since we had the interpreter, I thought I'd let the court know. I believe that Mr. Holton Dennis represents her on at least one of her cases.
Okay, so for Mr. Taylor or Mr. Lynch, if you all can help get Mr. Ruiz and help her while Ms. Bermudez is available, I'd appreciate that. And if we have to move her case up a little bit, that's fine. All right. Thank you, Ms. Bermudez. All right, Mr. Tipton, let me know when you have the information updated. And Mr. Kessler is here. Mr. Kessler, your client is on, and Ms. Bermudez is in the courtroom. Let me know what you need, sir.
Judge, yes, I talked to Mike. It's going to be a plea of no load, Judge. She wants to resolve her case today.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Tipton, I think this is your case, Ms. Aranda. So as soon as you're available, we'll go ahead and take Ms. Aranda's plea so Ms. Bermudez can help on the Ruiz case.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Just give me a minute, Mr. Kessler.
Your Honor, I have an announcement with the Johnson case, the Treston Johnson case.
Yes, sir.
The state has amended the accusation, And is Miss Miller on? I just want to make sure she's present. I don't see her on. Oh, there she is.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Also, Your Honor, I do want to bring it to the court's attention that Mr. Johnson does have an active warrant from not just the state court, but also one from Superior Court for a felony VGCSA that is presently active.
It's not for us.
Right. But
No, it's for Superior Court. We addressed this a few times, Your Honor. That's he does have another charge in Clayton County, but not.
Yeah. As long as it's
was,
not mine, they can work that out. So is it count 1, count 2, and count 3?
Yes, Your Honor. It's count 1, 2, and 3. Counts 1 and 2 are being null prossed. Count 3 will be what he pleads to. It looks like from the emails that there was an agreement to, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Miller, a $1,000 fine to the licensed non-person.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and that's a NOLO or a guilty?
It was a guilty, Your Honor. He's not eligible for a NOLO.
Okay, all right, and a $1,000 fine. All right. So, Mr. Johnson, I swore you in. This is on case 2021 CR 04734. We stopped in the middle, but I just wanted to orient Mr. March and the court reporter. So, you're entering a plea of guilty to count 3. Counts 1 and 2 will be null pros. By entering that plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, on August 11th of 2020, officers with the Clayton County Police Department initiated a traffic stop where they determined that Mr. Johnson was driving while his license was suspended. The state is reducing it to license not on person per plea negotiations. The road he was traveling on was, he was driving through a security check, a safety checkpoint at Dorsey Road and Fairway Point in Riverdale, which is here within Clayton County. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The recommendation is a $1,000 fine.
Okay. The fine is going to be $1,420 with the surcharges. And Ms. Miller, does your client need more than 30 days in which to pay?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. So I'll give you 30 days, Mr. Johnson. Ms. Miller, do you have Mr. Johnson's email address? Or Mr. Johnson, can you send your email address by chat? Do you know how to use the chat function?
Yes.
All right, so I need you to chat to Amanda Wright. That's RYTE. So you're going to see the first names first. You're looking when you go on the chat function, whatever the name is in blue, click on that. And you'll see a pull down menu. You should see Amanda Wright. Please send her your email address. Make sure you check it twice. We're going to send you your sentencing sheet by email. And once you get that, you'll know the exact date by which your payment needs to be made. Do not wait until the last minute. If you fail to complete a suspended sentence, you could have an arrest warrant issued. So just please make sure you pay on or before the 30th day. All right?
Okay.
All right. And the email that they send you should also have information about how to pay online or by phone too. Okay. All right. Anything else at this time, Ms. Miller?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. You're free to go at this time.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have a couple updates for the court.
Ready. Go ahead.
For Miss Jessica Hill, Your Honor, the state is moving to null pros her case. I did get her email address, and I'll send that over to Miss Wright.
Thank you. Ms. Hill, your case will be null pros. You're free to go at this time. Just please make sure you keep your documents in good order, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you today.
All right. Take care, ma'am.
The
You as
next
well.
update, Your Honor, is for Ms. Pitts. I did speak with Ms. Pitts briefly in the breakout room. Your Honor, the state is requesting a reset date to June the 11th at 10 a.m. if that's available, so
Ms.
that
Val,
can get their license situated.
Ms. Val.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
Okay, so reset to June 11, 2025, Ms. Pitts, okay?
And
Yes,
Mr.
Make sure you get done what you need to get done, Ms. Pitts. Get started today if you have to, okay?
yes, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Take care.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think it's Mr. Garrequez or Garrequez.
Enriquez.
I did speak with him, and he is going to provide some information, and I'm just requesting if his case can be reset to June the 11th at 10 a.m. for status, and then his case shall be resolved.
All righty. Mr. Enriquez, make sure you have that information on June 11th, okay?
All right.
If you need
Appreciate
to
it.
start gathering it now, go ahead and start calling or gathering as you need to right now. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And I
All right,
did
Ms.
explain, just for the record, Your Honor, I did explain to him that if he was to complete the 80 hours at a nonprofit organization, I will then accept that once we can confirm, and his case will be dismissed so that he's not losing money from the pretrial diversion program.
All right, Mr. Enriquez, you heard it. Get it done for me, okay?
Okay, appreciate you.
You got plenty of time.
That's all the announcements that I have, Your Honor.
Excuse me. Am I good to go? Am I good to
Yes,
leave?
ma'am. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. I've released you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just make sure you get done what you need to get done by June 11th, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, be safe.
All right.
Announcements.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me, I'm going through the calendar. I'm conforming and confirming. All right, so, we're ready on Kessler, on Mr. Kessler's case. As soon as Ms. Bermudez is back up at the, podium, we'll get started. All right, Mr. Lynch, you had announcements?
Yes, Judge. Latoya Buckley.
Yes.
We are going to enter a not guilty plea today, but just for the state's benefit, she is strongly considering. She just wants me to go over a few of the issues in her case. So I'd ask if the state would consider keeping that offer open for at least 10 days for us to kind of have a little due diligence period here.
Okay, we'll keep the offer open, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Buckley, I always say, just be mindful of what you hear about, and govern yourself accordingly so we don't have the same or similar charges, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so keep in touch with your attorney. It seems like y'all will be able to resolve this fairly quickly, but just make sure they always know how to reach you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care.
Your Honor, before we
you.
dismiss Ms. Buckley, may we have a date for her, since we said keep the offer open for 10 days, may we reset her to a date that's within the next 30 days?
I would just suggest that if, you know, I don't necessarily see the need for a reset, because if she decides to take a plea, I'm going to contact you and ask for it.
No, 2 weeks.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't want anything just hanging out there. If you say there's a plea and she just needs to confirm some things, then fine. 2 weeks reset, Ms. Val. Because we're losing track of people by having these nebulous things where we're not really firm about what we need.
And I'm 100% fine with that. Just for clarity, she is strongly considering the plea.
That's fine. I clear that she may not take it. I'm clear on that. But what I want is some clarity in how long she has to consider it, because seeing as how the offer is being left open for a period of time.
And I appreciate that. And I appreciate the state for doing that. So thank you.
All right. So let me just tell you what I have left open on this calendar, on the 10 a.m. calendar. I have Aranda. We're going to take a plea on that in a moment. I have Chalman, who's just showed up. So I don't know if you need to speak with her.
Judge, I know from speaking to Ms. Chalman, she was previously on the pretrial intervention calendar. Unfortunately, financially, she's not going to be able to go forward with that. I do know what's going on in her case. And at this point, we are going to enter a not guilty plea and move forward with the trial process. I will need to get some paperwork from Mr. Tipton on that, but we're prepared to just go ahead and enter.
All right. Ms. Alexis Chalman. Ms. Chalman?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Missy, please.
Yes.
So Ms. Chalmers, you have, a bond conditions that you need to adhere to. So if you don't have a copy of your bond, you need to go ahead and get one from the state court clerk's office on the first floor of the building at 9151 Terra Boulevard. Your bond conditions say that you're not to have contact with particular person or persons and anyone related to them through social media, text message, all of that. If you were to have contact with them or go to a particular location, if there's a location that's prohibited, then you could be rearrested, your bond could be revoked, you could remain in jail until your case is resolved. You could also be charged with additional misdemeanors or with felonies, particularly the felony of aggravated stalking, punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both. So the no contact provision is very stringent, no contact. Are we clear?
Understood.
All right, ma'am. You're free to go at this time. Just please make sure that you keep in touch with your attorneys.
Thank you.
All right, and Miranda, Ms. Bermudez, are you ready? Do we have an announcement on Prescott?
Judge, he just told me he's still on the way. I know he's on the 10 o'clock calendar, but he's the one who couldn't log on.
Okay, yeah, but where is he coming from?
Griffin.
Okay.
He just didn't ask me the court room, so I'm assuming he'll be here pretty quickly.
One would hope. All right.
Excuse me, Judge Hayward. Am I free to go?
Ms. Buckley, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Bermudez, whenever you're ready, we're ready on Miranda.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
All right. So, this is case 2022 CR 03106.
Es el caso 2022 CR 03106
For Jamilet Aranda.
para Jamilet Aranda.
No license is the charge.
El cargo es de no licencia.
Raise your right hand for me, ma'am.
Señorita, por favor, levante su mano derecha para mí.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give will be true?
Jura usted y afirma solemnemente que cualquier testimonio que usted dé va a ser la verdad.
Yes, sir.
All right. You can put your hand down. All right. Bye. Mr. Kessler, what is your client plea to the offense before the court?
It'll be in,
¿Cómo se declara su cliente de los delitos?
it'll be a nolo, Judge.
Va a ser un nolo, su señoría.
By entering a plea of nolo, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge.
Al declararse nolo, usted renuncia al derecho de tener un juicio ante un juez o ante un jurado.
You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Renuncia al derecho de hacer que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad más allá de una duda razonable.
You give up the right to be considered innocent.
Renuncia al derecho de ser considerada inocente.
You give up the right to present evidence and testimony on your behalf and to not incriminate yourself.
Renuncia al derecho de presentar pruebas y testimonios a su favor y de no incriminarse a sí misma.
And if you are not a United States citizen,
Y si
a
usted,
plea,
I'm sorry, Judge.
no, go ahead.
Si usted no es ciudadana de los Estados Unidos,
A plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status.
una declaración de culpable o de nolo podría afectar de forma negativa su estatus migratorio.
Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Señorita, ¿entiende usted todo esto?
Ms. Aranda?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please. Interpreter speed.
La determinación de hechos y la recomendación, por favor, a la velocidad de la intérprete.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
On June 22nd of 2022, officers with the Clayton County Police Department responded to a multi-vehicle accident at the I-75 North ramp near Mount Zion Boulevard.
El día 22 de junio, del 2022, los agentes del condado de Clayton respondieron a un accidente donde habían varios vehículos cerca de la Mount Zion Boulevard y can you repeat the last?
Here in Clayton County.
No, it was near Mount Zion Boulevard and
Oh, for a multi-vehicle accident.
para un choque de varios vehículos y esto ocurrió acá en el condado de Clayton.
There they made contact with the defendant before you, Miss Arnanda, or Aranda, excuse me.
Allá ellos se pusieron en contacto con la acusada ante usted, con la señorita Aranda,
It was determined she was driving without a valid license.
y se determinó que ella estaba conduciendo sin licencia de conducir válida.
The state's recommendation is a $1,000 fine. This is a second and 5.
La recomendación del Estado es una multa de $1,000 y este es el segundo en 5 años.
Mr. Kessler?
Señor Kessler?
Just if you would give my client a little bit of time to pay it, and she'll take care of the fine. We ask that you accept the recommendation, Judge.
Solo que le dé a mi cliente un poquito de tiempo para pagarlo y vamos a aceptar la recomendación.
Miss Aranda, you have a bond that you posted that you can get refund of that bond from the sheriff's office?
Señorita Aranda, usted paga una fianza y esta fianza se la podrían reembolsar por parte de la comisaría.
You have the option of paying your fines and fees and then getting the refund, or getting the refund and then bringing that money over to pay the fines and fees. It is up to you.
Usted tiene la opción de pagar su multa y los recargos, o tiene la opción de ir a retirar la multa y venir a pagar, la multa y los recargos. Depende de lo que usted quiera hacer.
Okay, ¿tengo que ir a pagarlo allá o lo puedo pagar ahorita aquí?
I'll explain everything. Tell her not to worry. I'll explain everything.
Can I pay it here, or do I have to go over there to pay it? And then the attorney said not to worry about it.
All right. So, Ms. Aranda, I'm going to give you 60 days in which to pay so you can do the refund and the payment within those 60 days.
Señorita Aranda, yo le voy a dar 60 días para que usted lo pueda hacer. O sea, que usted puede ir a retirar su devolución en esos 60 días y luego hacer el pago.
And Mr. Kessler is going to explain anything that you don't understand.
Y el señor Kessler le va a explicar cualquier cosa que usted no entienda.
Está bien.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Gracias, señora.
All right, Mr. Kessler, anything else at this time?
Just an 11 o'clock case. I'm good for now, Judge.
All right. Thank you. Take care, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the 11 o'clock. I think we have finished except every case of everybody who showed up on the 10 o'clock. And now we're going forward with the 11 o'clock. For Prescott, because he didn't show up by the end of the 10 o'clock calendar, a bench warrant bond forfeiture will be issued.
Judge, he's in the building. Is there it's going to be a plea.
Okay, well, let me see his face and I'll remove it.
Thank you.
All right. All right. So with the 11 o'clock calendar, ladies and gentlemen, the arraignment calendar, it may be the first time that your case has been before a judge for the trial court. And the trial court is where your case will be resolved either through a plea or through a trial or some administrative action. Now, everyone is entitled to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, you can talk to me about that and we can appoint an attorney to assist you. If you wish to represent yourself, you may do that, but I do caution you, particularly when going to trial, that if you represent yourself, the court cannot treat you any differently than they would an attorney who's trained in the rules of procedure and the rules of evidence. And so it would be very difficult for you to represent yourself effectively and get all of the information that you wish to get into the record of the court, you would have some difficulty with that. You would also have difficulty understanding the rulings of the court, understanding how the law applies to your case, understanding the arguments made by the state, and then countering those arguments. And so please be mindful that it's not just talking. I know it looks easy when you watch it on TV, but really there's a lot that goes into representing you in court. So please be mindful of that if you choose to represent yourself. Now, if you wish to have a trial, you would enter a plea of not guilty. You would have a trial before a jury or a trial before a judge at a later date. You'll have plenty of time to prepare. At that trial, the state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to present any evidence or testimony. You do not have to give any argument to the court. You just have to appear. Now, if you wish, because you have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, you do not have to make any of those statements or give evidence on your behalf. State has the burden of proving the case against you. If you wish to waive your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination and to offer testimony, you may do so. You may enter evidence. You may challenge any arguments made by the state, you and your attorney, or you, if you're representing yourself. You may do those things, but you're not, nobody can force you to do them, and you don't have to do that, okay? If you go forward with trial and you were convicted at trial, the maximum penalty could be up to 12 months in jail, a $5,000 fine, or both per offense. Now, if you believe that conviction was a mistake, you have the right within 30 days of the verdict of the court to appeal your conviction to an appellate court. The appellate judges may make a different decision. Those are the rights that come with having a trial and entering a plea of not guilty. If you enter a plea of guilty, it's because you believe you're guilty of the offenses before the court. Even if you don't agree with every part of the factual basis that the state presents, but you do believe you have committed the underlying offense, then the court will adjudicate your case. If you are represented by attorney, or if you're representing yourself, you and your attorney will have the opportunity to speak with the state and see if you all can agree upon a sentence in your case. All right. Also, if you're entering a plea of nolo contendory, it means no contest. And if you wish to enter a plea of no contest, it is because you understand that the state has evidence that they could present in a trial against you, and it might end up with a conviction. You do not wish to contest that evidence, but you also do not wish to admit guilt to that evidence. And so a no contest plea means you're not contesting the evidence that the state has. A no contest plea, a nolo plea, has some benefits, however. If you are if you have a traffic offense, a no contest plea could keep you from having points on your license. You could also avoid a suspension of your license. So if you have a nolo plea, you're eligible to use a nolo, meaning that you have not used a nolo plea within the last 5 years for the same or similar offense, and you're able to use a nolo, then it'll help you avoid points on your license or a suspension of your license. A couple of things. If you have a commercial driver's license, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please listen to me. This is how you earn your living. So if you jeopardize that, you may end up not having a job. Somebody wrote me a letter yesterday about how they wanted to change their plea because they didn't realize what would happen to their commercial driver's license. But I tell everybody, if you have a commercial driver's license, before you enter a plea of any kind or before you go to trial, please make sure you do your research about what might happen to your commercial driver's license. We cannot tell you that. We don't study the state and federal laws that have to do with commercial drivers. We just know that we are going to proceed with the case as we would with any other driver, but for you, it may have some severe consequences. So please, if you are a commercial driver and you don't know what might happen with your license, go ahead and sign up not guilty. And while you're preparing for trial, You will also have the ability to investigate what a plea or a trial might do to your commercial driver's license, and then you will know and be able to make a more informed decision. And at that point, if you come back and you wish to go to trial, that's fine. If you wish to take a plea, that's fine. But at least you will know if you're about to lose your ability to earn a living. Under 21 drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're under 21 and you're charged with traffic offenses, please understand that it only takes 4 points for you to get a hard suspension of your license. The suspension will be 6 months. You will not be able to get a permit for work or school. So please be mindful of that. If you have a NOLO eligible, that may assist you. But if you don't have a NOLO eligible, then you're looking at some stiff consequences. All right. So just so that you are aware. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'm going to call the calendar. When I call the calendar, please let me know that you are here. If you hear your name and you're muted, please unmute and let me know that you're here. If you are in the courtroom, they will let me know that you are here. Just let them know in the courtroom that you're here so that we can proceed with your case. First case on the calendar is Brian Darnell Adams. Brian Darnell Adams. Brian Darnell Adams.
State's moving for a bench warrant bond forfeiture, Your Honor.
Bench warrant bond forfeiture will be granted. All right. All right. Christopher Campbell. Christopher Campbell. Gabriel Winters is the attorney. I don't see a waiver.
Your Honor, state's going to request a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Christopher Campbell. Has anyone heard from Gabriel Winters?
I've not heard from Gabriel Winters regarding this case, Your Honor.
All right. Any waiver? Because people filed waivers at the last minute. Ms. Wright, is there a waiver filed on this case?
I do not, I see an entry of appearance, but I do not, wait, there is a waiver filed on the 28th.
Yep, I figured that. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jessica Shante Clay.
Here.
All right, Ms. Clay, you're before the court for no insurance and failure to yield a right of way. Are you representing yourself or do you have an attorney representing you?
Representing myself.
Okay, are you over 21?
Yes.
Did you wish to speak with the state about what they are recommending for the 2 charges?
Yes.
Do you currently have insurance?
Yes.
All right, get that information so that you can show them when I put you in the breakout room, all right?
And I'll speak to her, Your Honor, at the end of the calendar.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Jameson Eccles. Jameson Eccles.
Your Honor, state's going to move for a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Last call for Jameson Eccles.
I'm here.
Where's Jameson Eccles?
I'm right here. Wait.
All right. So, Mr. Eccles, 2 things. 1, I asked everybody to put their first and last name on the screen. And 2, if I'm calling your name, you got to respond.
Yeah, I ain't know how to work Zoom and this is not my computer.
All right. So, Mr. Eccles, you're charged with no license, sir. Are you representing yourself or do you have an attorney to represent you?
Tell myself.
Are you over 21?
Yes.
All right. Did you wish to speak with the state to talk to them about what their recommendation would be?
Yes.
All right. All right. So if you have a current license, please make sure you have it available when you're speaking with Ms. Ponder. Okay.
Also, Mr. Eccles, I'm going to send you my contact information while we're just going over the calendar. If you could just read this message and send me that information so we can expedite your case.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next is Devyani L. Jackson. Devyani Jackson. Mr. Holton Dennis.
That's you, Judge.
Yes.
She's present in the courtroom.
Okay.
I will need just a brief conference with the state on that one.
Okay.
You hold for announcement. You're fine. This is Ms. Jackson. If you just
Hello, how are you?
Okay.
go ahead and take a seat, and I'll be with you in a couple minutes. Okay?
All right. Alexis Coronado, Jamie Alexis Coronado, or Alexis Coronado, Jamie?
Yeah, Judge, that's my client. He's on Zoom. He lives in California. He's on Zoom and just like to talk to the prosecutor about that case, Judge.
All right.
Mr. Eccles, please check your chat on your computer, please, sir.
All right, so Mr. Kessler, as soon as I have a moment, I'll put you in the breakout room with Mr. Tipton. I guess that's his case, or Miss Ponder. I guess that's her case. Ivan Porter.
Ivan Porter.
Ivan Porter. All right, this should be a Lister Holton Dennis appointment. If you all don't have it already, you can send me the information. Ivan Porter.
State's requesting a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Last call for Ivan Porter. Bench warrant bond forfeiture granted. Jalen LaRon Quarles.
Your Honor, that was waived on April the 30th.
Okay. Hubert Lee Riddle. Hubert Lee Riddle.
Your Honor, the state is requesting a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Bench warrant bond forfeiture will be granted for Hubert Lee Riddle. Next is Leyva Yoslexi Ruiz.
Judge, she is present in the courtroom. And Judge, we are appointed to represent her on one of her cases. The other case lists Matthew Hines. However, my understanding is that a withdrawal order has been signed. I don't know. That was my the information.
Okay, I'll appoint y'all to both.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Matthew Hines was the attorney of record on case CR 00764. I contacted his office and they said client was terminated in April. I don't know if the withdrawal from his office has actually been filed, but that's the information I've received.
Filed and granted.
Ms. Val says I signed the withdrawal. So
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll appoint you all.
Thank you. We'll just have a conference when the Spanish interpreter gets back.
Yeah, and please tell Ms. Ruiz that this is not looking good with 2 back-to-back DUIs charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
Scavella, Daphne Tiandra Scavella.
Judge, she is present in the courtroom. If we could just hold for that announcement, I'm gonna.
I'm sorry?
She's present in the courtroom, and if we could hold for the announcement, I'm gonna talk to Ms. Ponder and see if we can come to a resolution or make another announcement if needed.
All right, and Marissa Thomas.
Here. Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right, Ms. Thomas, do you have an attorney representing you, or do you wish to have an attorney appointed to you?
Yes, I would like to have an attorney appointed to me.
All right, so I'll appoint the law firm of Lister Holton Dennis. The attorneys will speak with you. What I need you to do you know how to use the chat function?
Hold on. I can figure it out.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna send a test chat to everybody. So everybody should get this test. You will see a red box with a white number in it. Do you see that?
It's not already.
Yes.
Okay, click on that.
Wait,
You
wait,
should-
wait.
You clicked on it?
The one that says test.
Yes.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, you see the name in blue should be Judge Hayward. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, click on the blue name and you'll see a list from the pull down menu. You're looking for courtroom 304. Click on courtroom 304. When the box opens, type your name, email address, and phone number into that box and hit send. All right. All right. Next is Tevin Antoine Wynn. I'm sorry, did I get that? Tevin Antoine Williams. Tevin Antoine Williams.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Williams, you have a DUI. Are you representing yourself, or do you have an attorney, or do you need to have an attorney appointed to you?
Can I have an attorney appointed, please?
Yes, sir. Same thing that I just went through with Ms. Thomas. We'll appoint the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis to assist you. What I need you to do is go to the box with the red box with the white number in it. Click
Yes,
on
ma'am.
that. Click on my name in blue.
Your name in blue.
Okay, go down the list until you see courtroom and then click on courtroom 304.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did a box open?
Yes, it says sent to courtroom 304.
Exactly. Now send your first and last name, your email address, and your phone number to courtroom 304.
And Judge, for Mr. Tevin Williams, if you could actually, I'll take down that information, but if you could actually put him in a breakout room with Mr. Taz Taylor, and you go ahead and get that conversation going, and we'll just request the information from the state as soon as possible.
No problem. All right, next is Wynn, Daphne Michelle Wynn. Daphne Michelle Wynn.
Wynn.
State's requesting a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Last call for a Daphne Michelle Wynn. All right, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Let me go through the calendar, see who needs to be where. Okay, I have Adams is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. Campbell is a waiver. Clay is going to be speaking with Ms. Ponder and showing documents. Eccles, Ms. Ponder and documents. Jackson is going to be speaking with the state. And Coronado, Mr. Kessler is going to be speaking with the state on Coronado. Porter is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. Quarles is a waiver. Riddle, bench warrant bond forfeiture. Ruiz is Mr. Kessler's case. I'm sorry, Mr. Ruiz is Lister, Holt, and Dennis. And we're waiting on the interpreter, Ms. Bermudez, to come back. Scarvella is
that's Lister, Holt, and Dennis, Judge. We're conferencing.
Yes, Thomas is been appointed. Williams has been appointed, and Wynn is a bench warrant bond forfeiture. All right, so you said they put Prescott. Whose case is Prescott?
Kyle Prescott, Judge. That is my case. He is present. He's ready for a plea as well.
Okay, Ms. Ponder, are you ready on the plea for Prescott?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So for Coronado, is that you, Mr. Tipton, or is that you, Ms. Ponder?
That's me, Your Honor.
That'll be Mr. Tipton.
Yes, Your Honor, that's me.
Okay, so Mr. Tipton, did you want to call Mr. Kessler and talk to him, or what do you want me to do about putting y'all together?
Your Honor, I have, back in my office, I have my computer set up. So if you could just plot me in a breakout room, as soon as I walk to my office, I'll get that taken care of.
Okay, so I'm going to put Mr. Kessler and Mr. Tipton in a breakout room so y'all can talk while we do the Prescott plea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you would make sure you mute your device while we're doing this, and we will come back and check in and put everybody where they need to be as we go down the calendar, okay? Mr. Tipton and Mr. Kessler will be in breakout room number 4.
Can I say one thing before we do that?
Sure, Ms. Thomas.
Because I don't think I did it right. I put it in the chat. I'm not seeing where it says courtroom.
He got it.
I got it,
That's-
Ms. Thomas.
He
Thank
got
you.
it? Okay.
Yeah, he got it, Ms. Thomas.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, for Prescott.
And Your Honor, just to provide the court with some information, the state has agreed to dismiss case 2025 CR 00637, which is one of Mr. Prescott's case, upon him pleading to 2025 CR 01270, and that's the impeding traffic and open container charge, and all other counts will be dismissed.
Okay. So he's gonna plead to, on the case 2025 CR 01270, he's pleading to count
Count
4.
4 and 6.
Okay.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Mr. Prescott, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Mr. Prescott, case 2025 CR 00637, per the agreement with your attorney and the state, that case will be no prost in its entirety. And for case 2025 CR 01270, you're charged with driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 1, no license, count 2, marijuana 1 ounce or less, count 3, impeding traffic, count 4, distracted driving, count 5, open container, count 6, and open container, count 7. You're entering a plea to impeding traffic, count 4, and open container, count 6. Mr. Lynch, what is your client, what pleas is your client giving the court?
Judge, he'd asked the court to take a nolo on count 4, impeding traffic, and a guilty plea on count 6, open container.
All right, by entering a plea of nolo to count 4 and guilty to count 6, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
She's asking if you understand.
Yes.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On December 25th, 2024, officers was reported to the intersection of Terra Boulevard and Money's Mill Road, located here in Clayton County, Georgia, regarding a street hazard. When officers arrived on scene, they made contact with the driver of that vehicle, later identified as the defendant before you, Mr. Prescott. Officers observed that the vehicle was sitting at the light for approximately 5 minutes and observed that the traffic light changed 2 to 3 times. Officers did find a open 200 milliliter container of vodka inside the vehicle. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is as follows. For count 4, the state's recommendation for impeding traffic is a $100 fine. And for count 6, open container, the state's recommendation is a $200 fine. All other counts will be no pros.
All right. Mr. Lynch, anything on behalf of Mr. Prescott?
No, Judge, we just asked that you accept the state's recommendation, and Mr. Prescott is asking if the court would extend him 60 days to pay the fines.
All right. Mr. Prescott.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, sir?
How old am I?
Yeah.
47, well, 46 right now.
Mr. Prescott, you too old for these kind of goofy charges. You know all day, every day since you've been 17 with a license that open container is not something you're supposed to do.
Yes.
That's the first thing you know. We clear? Stop getting goofy charges. You're 47 years old. Get your life together. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this don't make no sense. All of this foolishness makes no sense. All right, so I'm going to accept your plea to count 4. That's $100 fine. It'll be $151.50 with the surcharges. Count 6 is a $200 fine. That'll be $298 with the surcharges. You'll have 60 days in which to pay for the fines and fees. What I need you to do is when you leave the courtroom, go downstairs to the second floor. Come back through the double doors, go to your left. Second floor, double doors, go to your left. You're going to go to the traffic court window and get your paperwork. Once you get that, it's going to show you the date by which this has to be paid. Another thing, I tell people all the time, I give you 60 days to pay, put a reminder in your phone so you don't miss that deadline, because if you show up on my calendar that says you did not pay within the 60 days and you don't appear for that calendar, an arrest warrant can issue. So please, Mr. Prescott, use that supercomputer in your pocket. Calendar the date by which it needs to be paid and put a reminder in your phone so you don't miss that deadline. Are we clear?
Yes.
And don't get any more goofy charges. You almost 50 years old. It's time to live differently.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. So that concludes the 10 a.m. calendar.
You're good. Okay.
All right. Mr. Tipton should be in the breakout room with Mr. Kessler and let's go back. Mr. Yes.
I have an announcement for the court.
Go ahead.
On the 11 o'clock calendar for Jessica Clay, Your Honor, I have been speaking with Ms. Clay via text, and we do have a resolution. The state is moving to no pros count 1. She has agreed to plead no to count 2.
All right.
You have her email address, and I'll be ready to provide it to Ms. Wright.
All right, Ms. Clay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see you, please. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Ms. Clay, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Jessica Shante Clay, 2022 CR 05792. You're charged with no insurance count 1 and failure to yield the right of way count 2. It is my understanding that the no insurance charge will be no cost and you're entering a plea of nolo to count 2. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. By doing so, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And Ms. Clay, if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis and recommendation, please.
If I could just have one moment, Your Honor.
And Judge, while you're waiting, I was just going to ask or remind the court, we have requested a breakout room between Mr. Taylor and I believe
I think that's Mr. Tevin Williams.
All right, no problem. Mr. Taz Taylor and Mr. Williams, I'm going to put you in a breakout room.
And Taz, when I get the documents, I'll send them to you in some form, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. I think we were at the factual basis and recommendation point.
Yes, on October the 2nd, 2022, officers responded to a motor vehicle accident at the intersection of Lake Harbin Road, located here in Clayton County, Georgia. Officers learned during the course of their investigation that vehicle 1, later identified as the defendant before you, Miss Jessica Clay, did fail to yield while turning left. Driver 2 was heading straight. At that point, there was impact. Those are the facts of the case, Your Honor. The state's recommendation for count 1 is no cost. Count 2 will be a $100 fine.
All right, Miss Clay, I give everyone who's not at the courthouse 30 days in which to pay. Do you need more than 30 days to pay? Miss Clay, I gotta keep seeing you, ma'am.
Sorry. I was gonna ask, could you extend it to 60 days if you could?
All right, Miss Clay, but only if you put a reminder in your phone so that you
Yes,
do
sir.
not miss that deadline. Did you hear me explain all that to Mr. Prescott? That if you miss the deadline, an arrest warrant could issue?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we don't want anybody in jail over $100 fine. It's $151.50, but we don't want that. So I'm gonna give you 60 days in which to pay. Your Miss Ponder's gonna send your email. You're gonna check your email address for the sentencing sheet, and that'll give you an exact date by which it needs to be paid. Also, you should get information in that email about how to pay online or by phone if you wish to do that. Otherwise, you'll come back into the Justice building and pay on the second floor, okay?
Okay.
But please don't forget, because I have way
I
too many
won't.
people who kind of put it off and then they forget, okay?
Thank you so much.
All right, Miss Clay, let's keep our license in good stead, okay? And our
Okay.
insurance. All right, take care, ma'am. You're free to go at this time.
Okay.
And Your
All
Honor,
right.
for Mr. Jameson Echols, the
Yes.
state is moving to no prostate case. I've been communicating with him via text as well. I did get his email address and I've already provided that over to Ms. Wright.
All right, thank you. Mr. Eccles, you're free to go at this time, sir. Keep your documents in good order, okay?
Yeah.
And Your Honor, the state, oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mr. Tipton.
Your Honor, the state's also moving to null pros Alexis Coronado Jaime.
Okay. Mr. Kessler, that case will be no pros. Mr. Coronado Jaime, Mr. Kessler, did you need that paperwork sent to you?
Great. My email, that'd be great, Judge.
Okay. Did you want to chat your email address to Ms. Wright?
Yeah, I'll just give it.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
JJKESSER@yahoo.com.
Okay, I have JJKESSER at Yahoo.
Exactly.
All right. All right. So we'll get that sent over to you. Thank you, Mr. Coronado Jaime. All right. And any other announcements at this time?
None from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. So Mr. Kessler, you're free to go at this time. Thank you, sir. I know that on Jackson, I believe somebody was Mr. Rissa.
I can go?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Be safe.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
take
Have a
care.
good day.
Who else? All right. What was the announcement on Jackson? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. My notes don't make sense.
Jackson, Your Honor, that's in the courtroom. Lister Holton Dennis should be handling that. I'll walk
Okay.
back down
Yeah,
there.
they said they were conferencing with Jackson. Okay, that makes sense.
And
All right. So, Mr. Lynch, you said you needed a breakout room with the state. Did you? Or
well, so what I'm hoping to get done first, well, as soon as possible, is to talk to Miss Ruiz so I can get Miss Bermudez out of here. I just need her paperwork from the state. I know they're getting stuff together for me.
okay, so yeah, Ruiz has 2 cases. So y'all go ahead and send that over so we can get Miss Bermudez onto, I guess, the next, because I know people are pulling at her. So and then you were having a conference with Scarvella.
Yes, Scavella, and then she's present in the courtroom. I will need eventually to do a breakout room with Marissa Thomas as well, but I'm still waiting on some documents that from
Okay.
in that.
All right. So I'm gonna I'll mute, and then when you all need me to put you in a breakout room or take you out of a breakout room or whatever, let me know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Lynch, are you able to receive emails?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
And I received an email from Ms. Arnold. I'm still waiting on a few more, but email's perfect.
Okay, great. We'll just send it via email so that we can copy Mr. Taylor as well, just in case.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
And Your Honor, we're ready to proceed with Mr. Williams. We have an announcement.
I'm ready, Mr. Taylor.
On Mr. Williams' case, 2022 CR 00766, we are entering a not guilty plea today.
All right, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Williams, listen to me carefully. You know what you're here about, and I understand this is an old case, but please don't get anything close to what you already have pending, okay?
Oh, no, ma'am, Judge. And
All
I'm
right, you don't
definitely
have to
not.
say anymore, but
Yes,
also
ma'am.
keep in touch with your attorneys, okay? Because if there's any developments, any new offers, anything having to do with getting ready for trial, they'll want to be able to reach you immediately, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, take care,
And I'll
sir.
follow up with you by email today, Mr. Williams. Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Taylor. Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, anything else at this time, Mr. Taylor?
No, Your Honor, not currently.
Okay.
Judge, I do have an announcement.
All right, Mr. Lynch.
Yes, Judge. Ms. Ruiz is going to enter pleas of not guilty on both cases at this time. And
Is Ms. Ruiz still in court?
she is.
Is Ms. Bermudez still in court?
She is.
I'm sorry?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, bring them both up.
Hello.
Ms. Ruiz,
Yeah.
you have 2 driving under the influence charges within a short period of time. Please, I beg you, don't risk anybody else's life. Don't risk your own life. Don't get another one of these before you see me again. Are we clear?
Okay.
Okay.
If I have never made anything more clear to you, I am very serious about this. Do not get another one of these. Govern yourself accordingly. You know why you're here. Don't do this again. Don't get arrested for this again. We clear? Don't even risk it.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
All right, keep in touch with your attorneys and we'll see you when it's time for trial.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. I'm going to do another conference and I should have some more announcements for you shortly.
All right, so what I have on my calendar are Jackson, Scavella, Thomas. Those are the 3 that I have left. Ms. Bermudez, thank you so much. All right, I'll be back when y'all have announcements.
Your Honor, I do have two announcements and then one brief request. We should be able to conclude this.
All right.
So Judge, for Ms. Scavella, she wishes to enter a not guilty plea at this time.
All right. Excuse me. Ms. Scavella, make sure you adhere to any bond conditions that you might have and keep in touch with your attorneys. You're free to go at this time. I'm sorry. Okay, next.
Judge, Ms. Scavella understands, and we'll keep in contact. She has my contact information.
Okay.
And then for Ms. Jackson, we're also going to enter a not guilty plea at this time.
All right.
And I would just request a breakout room with Miss Marissa Thomas. And then once we get that announcement, I think we should be done.
All right. So Ms. Jackson, you're keep in touch with your attorneys. Your not guilty plea has been entered. You're free to go at this time, and I'll do a breakout room with Ms. Thomas in the courtroom.
You want to wait outside and talk to you later, or we can talk on the phone? I can explain the ins and outs of that to you, but this is not the place, and you have to understand who you're speaking to. Okay?
Okay, breakout room for Thomas, courtroom, breakout room number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back to conclude the 11 a.m. calendar, and then we'll hopefully be able to take a brief break before the 1 p.m.
Judge, I do have an announcement from Ms. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
She does wish to enter a not guilty plea at this time. Yeah, there's some issues in this case we need to look into before I can.
All right, so Ms. Thomas, at this time, you're entering a plea of not guilty. Please keep in touch with your attorneys, so that if there's anything that comes up that they need to discuss with you or to prepare for trial, they'll be able to reach you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so that concludes the the 11 o'clock calendar. We'll be back at 1 for the 1 p.m. calendar. Please mute your devices.
Your Honor, could you tell me the announcement on Scavella? I was walking between the courtroom and my office.
Not guilty. Thomas is not guilty. Williams is not guilty. Wynn is a bench warrant bond forfeiture.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
So I can leave, or do I need to stay?
You're free to go at this time, Ms. Thomas. Just keep in touch with your attorneys.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.